The lobster was clearly not supposed to be in the trap, but for some reason, it decided to crawl into it, intentionally getting caught by humans. After being hauled up by the fishermen and taken to shore, the lobster quickly appeared at the seafood market. Coincidentally, a 5-star chef spotted the healthy lobster, bought it at a high price, and took it back to his kitchen to prepare for a dinner service. As usual, the chef started to cut the lobster, but suddenly, a white sticky substance began secreting from the bottom of its body. Curious, the chef flipped the lobster over to inspect it. Quickly wiping the sticky substance off his face with a towel, he angrily ordered his staff to dispose of the lobster. However, after the chef left, one of the trainees took the lobster and handed it off to another intern. The intern, unsure of what to do, decided to throw the lobster's legs into a grinder, sending them down the drain. He too was splashed by the white liquid, but he shrugged it off and left satisfied after watching the ground-up lobster flow into the sewer. Soon, the chef began preparing the dish, but for some reason, his fingers started trembling uncontrollably. Thinking the kitchen was too hot and stuffy, he stepped outside for air. However, his breathing became increasingly difficult, and his heart rate shot up. At that moment, he suddenly remembered the mysterious substance inside the lobster and decided to rush to the hospital. But on the way there, his body completely shut down, and he collapsed on the ground, vomiting black blood before dying on the spot. The sous chef, who had also come into contact with the sticky liquid while cleaning the cutting board, started experiencing the same symptoms. He was urgently rushed to the hospital, but despite being given the best care in the city's top medical facility, he was unable to be saved. The most puzzling part was that doctors couldn't trace the origin of the virus. Soon, more and more restaurant staff began to show similar symptoms and died in exactly the same manner. The doctors gathered samples of the black blood vomited by the victims and used a scalpel to make a small cut on their own fingers. They combined their blood with the samples and, under a microscope, made a horrifying discovery. The blood cells were being rapidly consumed by some kind of virus, visibly under the microscope. The doctors soon learned that all the victims had come into contact with the infected lobster before falling ill. Desperate to find out where the lobster had been disposed of, the manager revealed it had been thrown into the sewer. The doctor's panic grew as he realized that, after being ground up, the infected lobster had entered the entire water system, which meant a full-scale contamination. This was disastrous.